we're now streaming worldwide on RadioOnFire.com and the Radio on Fire app.
Welcome back. You man Don McKay in here. Don McKay in the morning on the all-new RadioOnFire.com. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. So much to get into. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Of course, Father's Day happening over the weekend. And Father's Day is one of those holidays that don't get the same recognition as some of these other holidays out there. Of course, on the program, we deliver the biggest political and trending news stories of the day with original reporting from across this country, emanating from our studios in Baltimore and Atlanta. Show is fun, show is upbeat, but I also want to expose what is really happening in this country. At the same time, Radio on Fire is Black voices giving you the American story, and as I often say, it is a hell of a story. So, is it time to go back to the office, or is remote work here to stay? If anything, this past year has proven that effective work can be done remotely. You work somewhere that has offered or somewhere that was forced to do remote work. Companies can be run without employees taking those lengthy commutes on crowded trains and highways and byways. The key to successful remote work is productivity and trust. Productivity and trust. One of the main benefits from an employee's perspective is having more control over their own time. Whether it's getting some work done around the house, chore, something like that, going for a walk. Remote work also offers freedom. Of course, not everyone has the flexibility to choose the remote option. For the millions of frontline workers who stock shelves of grocery stores, care for patients in hospitals and nursing homes, drop off packages at people's doors. For folks like that, there is no alternative to showing up for work in person. Many employees are quitting, though, instead of giving up the ability to work from home. There's a drive going on to get people back in the offices, and that is clashing with workers who have embraced remote work as the new normal. Is remote work the new normal? If you're a company that thinks everything is going to go back to normal, you may be right, but it's pretty risky to hope that that is the case. Remote and hybrid work is here to stay. And I think that there's a great number of businesses that are going to be moving in that remote direction. A great deal. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Don McKay Show, at Radio on Fire. As far as Baltimore goes, Chaka Khan, Busta Rhymes, Wale are among the 2021 AFRAM performers. So the 2021 AFRAM Festival talent lineup was announced over the weekend. This is that big festival that happens in Baltimore. So performers this year include, as I said, Busta Rhymes, legendary. Another legend, Smokey Norfolk. Marsha Ambrosius. The music icon Chaka Khan. national rapper Wale, just to name a few. So we've talked about this. This year's AFRAM Festival will be different, as Baltimore will get a week-long hybrid experience beginning August the 15th. The main festival takes place virtually on August the 21st and 22nd. The mayor of Baltimore, Brandon Scott, announced that the future AFRAM festivals will take place on the Juneteenth weekend beginning in 2022. That makes sense. So it is shaping up to be very interesting. Drew Hill Park will once again serve as the festival's hub, with both limited in-person and digital activities occurring in various landmark locations throughout the city. So expect something different, expect a celebration, and definitely support the AFRAM, our folks in Baltimore. Don McKay in the morning on the all-new radioonfire.com. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. Of course, I'm able to deliver our news and our views on Don McKay in the morning because of our listeners, sponsors, and of course, your donations. Don McKay in the morning is powered by the people, and we need your support. Visit radioonfire.com/donate to keep this independent machine going. Don McKay in the morning is available on the WRF Radio app. Simply download WRF Radio in your app store. Leave me a comment. You can also get the program on Apple Music, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and of course on youtube.com/DJ Don McKay. Hit that subscribe button there on our YouTube channel. Radio on Fire, of course, is another location. So a lot of places where you can go to check out the program. That's on demand or live. We drop episodes at 8 a.m. and additionally throughout the day. I don't want you to miss any of our live broadcasts. In addition to that 8 a.m. show, content throughout the day. Hit that notification bell wherever you are listening to my voice. So also, Joe Biden, been president going on 160 days. Time flying by. But Biden and Congress face a summer grind to create some legislation. Is that going to happen? Until recently, the act of governing seemed to happen at the speed of presidential tweets. Care of the last guy. But now Joe Biden, President Biden, is settling in for what appears to be a long summer. Long summer. I mean, it's going to be dragged out. Congress is hunkering down, the House and the Senate grinding through months-long stretches. They usually take August off. They're in an August recess, usually. I mean, they got things to do, right? They got books to read. They got stuff to do. Well, that's what usually happens. But passing legislation is not a made-for-TV movie that they can knock out in a couple commercials and it's just over. It is a process to land bills on President Biden's desk. There is an old school legislative process that can feel out of step with today's fast-moving political cycles. A lot of those folks that are in Congress are older. They're not even a computer generation folks, many of them. Not all of them. Of course, you got AOC and some other representatives that are more modern. But Democrats are anxious, and it is taking too long, according to some Democrats. And that precious time is being wasted according to them, by even negotiating with Republicans, because Republicans have already said that they're not going to help out with anything. They don't care about helping the people. They just care about halting the agenda of the Democrats. So that is one of those dirty things about politics. One of those frustrating things about politics. Congress is eyeing an end of summer deadline to launch the budget reconciliation process, which would allow passage of the bills on majority votes, notably in the now 50-50 Senate, where 60 votes are typically required to advance legislation. Some of these rules are just not good. I mean, there's not a lot of ways you can say it. Just some of these rules are just not productive. So many of these rules are set up just to create gridlock. Many of this stuff is just done to create havoc. And as American citizens, American people, we have got to demand better from our elected officials. We've got to hold these feet to the fire. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Iran, they have a nuclear power plant, just one power plant, and that has gone on emergency shutdown. Iran's solar nuclear power plant went on an unexplained temporary emergency shutdown. Very interesting. So the shutdown, they said, began over the weekend on Saturday, and it's going to last, according to representatives from the state electric company, 3 to 4 days. They did not elaborate on what these power outages could result in. This is the first time that Iran has reported an emergency shutdown of the plant in the southern port city. So in this southern port city in Iran, it went online in 2011 with help from Russia. Iran is required to send spent fuel rods from the reactor back to Russia. This is a measure for non-proliferation in Iran. So the uranium produced in Russia, not Iran, is monitored by the United Nations International Atomic Energy Agency. So they acknowledge being aware of the reports from this plant. They have declined to comment on that. So we're going to continue to follow this interesting story. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Of course, head over to youtube.com/DJ Diamond K. Hit that subscribe button so you can get all of our episodes of all of our content whenever we drop something, whether it is a news show or some music, which I have music available anywhere that you get music. Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, etc., etc. Just search Diamond K or youtube.com/DJ Diamond K.
Giving you more talk, more news, and more music. It's Radio on Fire.